Welcome Madye Henson. She's the CEO of Covenant House, Washington. And Madye, tell me how you heard about Jamal's story.
You know, I was actually looking at a local station here in D.C. Early morning on yesterday, and I saw Jamal's story.
You know, I think you were probably like me, sort of outraged that this kid was being penalized for being homeless. Instead of the adults trying to find a situation at the school, he's just summarily kicked off the team, and you jumped in to help. What have you offered him?
Exactly. I think one of the things that you see with Covenant House, and Covenant House is the largest federation of nonprofit organizations across the country and internationally that support young people that are experiencing homelessness, that are exploited or have been disconnected. And so for me, as I heard that story very early in the morning, it was clear that we could come and actually provide him some support and give him the stable housing that he needed so he could continue to matriculate through high school and ultimately, hopefully, to go on to go to college.
The thing that I know about at-risk kids is that they're not looking for charity or handouts. They just want to be treated fairly. They don't want barriers to their success thrown in their paths. And essentially, you're removing that barrier.
That's exactly right. You know, I work with over 1,000 young people every year. They're walking through our doors, and basically they need an adult or some adults that are caring to come into their lives to help them move some of the obstacles that, quite frankly, many times adults have put into their lives. And so that was really what we saw as another opportunity to do what we do every day, and that is creating that gateway, that bridge, so that they can get back on track and do what they need to do to be successful.
This wasn't of his doing. He should not be made to pay for what happened to his family. Sadly, we know his story is not unique. There are countless homeless teens dealing with the same kinds of issue. How do we fill in these gaps? Is it up to places like Covenant House to do that?
Well, it is. I mean, I think, you know, unfortunately, that's the realities of life, that there are many things that are happening to young people all across this country. And so organizations such as Covenant House or caring individuals in community basically are needed to just step in and help give guidance and give structure and give support so that they can continue to move forward. In Jamal's case, he was simply trying to go to school, play football, get his scholarship and move forward. He needed stable housing. He needed a safe place to stay. He needed individuals around him to make sure that he had that support and guidance. And Covenant House stepped in and gave him the opportunity for that. Basically, one of my housing facilities is about 2 blocks from his school, and so it gave him that stable opportunity to move forward.
So their next game is September 28th. He's ready to go. He can play again. How long will he have housing with you? Is it sort of as long as he needs it?
As long as he needs it. You know, our goal is, unless there is another component of his life with his family, etc., that becomes more stable. If not, he will be with us until he goes on to college. I have 31 young people in college right now. And so Jamal will become another young person in the Covenant House family that we celebrate and cheer on as they go through college and continue.
And I imagine he just wants to play football. He's doing well?
He wants to play football. He's an all-around athlete. In fact, yesterday he told me, I said, you know, what position do you play? And he told me he could play all of them, with running back being his specialty. So, you know, we're there to support him. We're there to give him what he needs to move forward. And we're excited that he now has become a part of our family, and he sees Covenant House as home, as so many of our young people do.
And now he can have a chance to just show people what he's made of and not be held back. Madye Henson, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us, and wish Jamal our very best. Jamal Speaks. Thank you.
We will certainly do that, and thank you for having us on and sharing this story.
Our privilege.